Testing, hot outbound call. 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to hear?
Are you ready?
Make the approach. Plant your feet firmly in the ground. Head down. Eyes on the ball. Relax. That's it. Get your left arm straight. Your right arm straight. Relax. Lower your right shoulder. Go!
The Honeymooners Podcast, the only podcast that is all about the greatest show of all time. With the stars, Joe Conti and Louis Fatts.
Welcome, fellow raccoons and members of the Women's Auxiliary. What's happening, all you Hurricanes, Bensonhurst Bombers, and all you Barney Dibbles of the world? You're listening to the Honeymooners Podcast with me, Joe Conti, and my pal Louis Fatts.
Rita, I smell something burning. I think it's the cookies.
Twinkles. Old Twinkles to the rescue.
And he twinkled right off.
The only podcast all about the greatest show of all time. We record in the Non-Productive Studios at 328 Chauncey Street in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating and leave a positive review. Yeah. Our home base, where you can listen to every single episode, is non-productive.com/honeymooners. You can also buy t-shirts there. It's all that good stuff. Like our Honeymooners Podcast Facebook page and follow us on Twitter. And if you want to leave us a voicemail or call us, call 240-442-2635. That's 240-442-2635. And or if you want, you can email us at
bangzoom1956@gmail.
What's going on, Lou?
Joe, number 79.
Yes.
I got a couple, but I'm going to concentrate on one. Rosie Brown, New York Giants.
Rosie Brown.
Hall of Famer, late 50s, early 60s. Mm-hmm. Guy was drafted in the 27th round.
They had 27
Yeah, back then, you wouldn't think they had it. He was like the 300-and-something player drafted at a Morgan State. He was 20 years old.
He was 20?
Yeah. From what I read about him, he was so big as a child, they started him out in third grade.
Oh, my God, that's hilarious.
That's right. So he wound up graduating high school at like 15 or 16. Look at me, I'm 13. Yeah. Then he went right to Morgan State and graduated at 20. Giants drafted him. He's starting at 20. And he was just his whole career right
And he
through.
ended up being a Hall of Famer?
Hall of Famer, yeah. Worked for the Giants assistant coach, scout. Yeah, so that's Rosie Greer, number 79.
No, not Rosie Greer.
Rosie Brown, excuse me. Rosie Greer did play in that team, too.
He played on the Giants?
Yeah, Rosie Greer was on the Giants.
Before he went to
the
Rams?
The Rams, yeah. He was actually a Giant.
Oh,
so
wow.
Rosie Brown.
Roosevelt
Brown, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, and number 79.
Very
also.
nice.
And the year I graduated, Rutgers University, 1979.
You went to Rutgers?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
I graduated.
Nice.
Their credibility went up in 1980.
I did not know Louis graduated Rutgers. Look at this. We're learning stuff new every day, kids. Everybody always wants to know about Louis. Well, there you go.
There you go. It's Rutgers University.
All right. Well, speaking of a wonderful graduate of Rutgers University, I have no idea if he is, but it's our pal, our one and only sponsor, Jeff Kingfish Slavinsky, and his great hot sauce, Silk City Hot Sauce. Yeah. All right? What you do is go to silkcityhotsauce.com and get yourself some great homemade hot sauce. Mm-hmm. It's the heck.
It's the most delicious you've ever tasted in your life.
Exactly. That's right. Right?
Timing was a little off.
Yeah, a little off there. You know, Kingfish Levin, he stands behind every one of his hot sauces. Yes. I've actually heard him say,
"Hey, well, roll that around your mouth."
So what you do is you go to silkcityhotsauce.com, right? Get yourself some great homemade hot sauce. There's a bunch of different ones. Yeah. But it's, you know what? Probably
I've never tasted anything like it before.
Yeah. This, it's...
I know I've never tasted it before, but there's something about the aroma I recognize.
Hey, this is...
Cherry Sriracha.
So he's got a whole landmine of hot sauce, right? And what you do is you pick some great hot sauce. Then when you go to the checkout counter and there's a little coupon code in the corner, you put RX in the coupon code and you get yourself 15% percentage off of your order.
Yeah.
Or you just get a...
I don't want either. I'll have a small cup of black coffee.
yeah, if you don't want, you can just get a cup of black coffee.
If you're not into the hot sauce thing.
No, if you're not into the hot sauce. Yeah, and if you're worried if it's bad for your diet...
Yeah.
How can this harm you? It's homemade. pal.
Exactly. It's homemade.
Especially if you've been putting on a little weight lately.
Put on a little weight lately. But that's the thing. Go to SilkCityHotSauce.com. He's got great hot sauces like Badass Jew.
Yes. Aztec Attack I like.
You like Aztec
I do
Attack?
like Aztec Attack, yeah.
And I love Slurp, and I love Mango Man. Those are my two
That's
favorites.
the one I've been using as my marinade.
Yes. So go there, do that. And Jeff Kingfish Shavinsky, he's one of us. He's a
one of us,
raccoon.
yeah.
His father had some of the secondary, like from the 60s.
Yeah,
He
the
had
kitchen set.
The kitchen set in his father had it in his garage.
In his Park Avenue apartment. You had to see how it looked.
Yes.
It looked much better.
All right. So.
And it wasn't a gift from his grandfather.
And it wasn't a gift
to his
grandmother. Yeah, exactly. And apartment. I love the way he says apartment. Apartment. So, listen, we have a good show for you today. First off, I want to start off by quickly, and if you heard in the intro, I said all you Barney Dibbles of the world.
Yes.
I have retracted my opinion, and Louie's with me on this.
right. Yes.
We used to think that it was Bibbo.
Bibbo with a B. B-I-B-B-O.
Bibbo, right.
And Bibbo was his name.
Right. Bibbo was his name. And before we get started, and I just wanted to just clear this up because we got a whole segment all about Judy Connors. It's going to be
Yes,
great.
you guys are gonna love it. And then we're gonna recall Fred's Landing too.
Talk about
We
tents
just
for an hour. It'll be great.
Our audience.
Talk about tents for an hour. But we were convinced that it was Bibbo.
Bibbo.
And I just by listening to it and watching it and not paying attention, like not listening for it,
Right.
it's Dibbo.
It's Dibbo with a D.
With a D. Yep. And I know a lot of you guys out there already know that and probably thought we were idiots for thinking it was Bibbo.
But nobody hears Dibble. Nobody hears Dibble.
No.
In IMDb, he's giving credit, Frank Marth is giving credit as the character being Barney Dibble.
Right.
Okay? So now, Danny makes a mistake. We were listening for, when does he call him Barney?
Right.
He doesn't. And Joe brought this up before when we were preparing this. He said that he mistakenly called him Marty instead of Barney.
Marty was the
getaway driver.
The getaway driver
yeah.
who you never see.
You never see. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that's Barney.
Yep.
Marty. So we're thinking that being that his last name is Dibble with a D,
Yeah.
he called him Dibbo.
Dibbo.
As a like a nickname for Dibble.
Yeah, exactly.
So we
Yeah.
we concluded that it's Dibble.
It's
Dibbo.
It's
not
Dibbo.
Bibbo.
Not Bibbo.
Right.
Yeah.
So
So
there
I
we
just want to say I was wrong.
We were wrong.
All right. I admit it happens on occasion. Well,
I'm like
according to
Fonzie. I can't say that word.
Yeah. According to my wife, I'm wrong all the time.
When you're right. Though.
So that's where I just want to get started with. Just go with that.
We'll go with that. And
All right.
It was good. It was nice revisiting Trap there for a while.
You think
It's
so?
inspired by Judy Connors.
All right. Well, listen, we want to get started with our first segment.
Yes.
And our first segment is...
Hear ye, verily, hear ye. The Honeymooners podcast now presents Ad Lib or Not an Ad Lib. That is the question.
We don't even have an ad lib. We just want to play the
Just want
clip.
to play that. We don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, now, next segment. We're gonna
Between that and Flub of the Week, where we get to hear Top Hand, Dress Man, Draw, those are our two
That's
favorite things to
what we
listen
need.
to.
That's what we need.
I hope you guys enjoyed that
Next
segment.
segment. Now, next thing.
So now our ad lib or not ad lib is, I think it's a great one because I never even question whether I never thought of even questioning it
Right.
because I didn't think either way of it.
Yeah.
And it's from $99,000 answer. And it's when the great mother-in-law,
Yes.
Ethel Owens, comes in and says, I hope you, I want to catch you when you miss it.
When it gets fresh in the face, when you miss it.
And when she leaves, Ralph says this.
Why couldn't she have been with Custer when he got in that trouble, huh?
It's an interesting one.
Interesting.
Because Louis makes a great point about this. Go ahead.
All right, first, I want to say, Joe, the ad-lib or not ad-lib, great routine with the best intro ever.
Yes, of course.
It's also good with our listeners.
Excuse me. What do you mean?
They like to
my
participate.
God. Yes,
on
and
the page.
I want
that's what. So that's what we also. We're not just fabricating these ad libs so you can participate. We're actually don't know either.
Yeah,
if they are or they aren't.
It's always nice to get have the masses chime in.
Yeah,
and we can kind of all.
We'll keep that for later.
Yeah, we'll keep that for later.
Okay. Anyway, we're talking about this line. When I was listening to it, it's just the way Ralph says the line. It doesn't seem like a written line. Now, it could be a couple things here. It could be him just ad-libbing a line.
Correct.
It could be him screwing up the written line, which he's been known to do.
Right.
And just, changing on the fly there, just readjusting the line on the fly.
Yes.
So that's the thing. I kind of think it's an ad-lib because it doesn't fit.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a very well, and especially because these guys were just so great. That writing team, they were phenomenal.
Oh, God, yeah. Leonard Stern and Sid Zelinka?
Yeah. And I think there were 3 different teams,
it was
right?
A couple teams.
Yeah. And it doesn't seem like it's a crisp written line.
Yeah.
And, of course, Gleason does it in the way Gleason does it, and it gets a great laugh, which it should have gotten a great laugh.
It's a big laugh.
But we don't think it's like the idea of it.
Yeah.
It's a great idea. Like, why couldn't she been, with Custard?
Custard. I mean, it's like the second time Custard's mentioned.
Yeah, weird, right?
Yeah,
Custard's mentioned
twice.
Twice, yeah. And
at least twice. Could be the third time. Yeah, it's good.
I think it's twice.
Yeah, it's definitely twice.
Yeah.
Norton says it. We go friendly Indians over that hill. Remember he says something about Custard?
Oh, yeah.
I think over that hill is friendly
Indians.
Yeah,
Right. But, yeah, so it's like, I don't know. You make up a good point. Like, I would have never even thought, to even question if that was an ad-lib or not. But once you said it, it doesn't look like written down on paper. That doesn't sound like something they would have written down as a written joke.
That's what I'm saying. To me, it just seems, I don't want to say like it didn't belong, but it just didn't seem like it belonged.
Almost grammatically, it seems pedestrian.
Yeah.
Even though the joke is great.
Yeah.
The essence of the joke is hilarious. Like, why couldn't... And if you really think about it, it's a very dark joke.
Yeah.
That's a very dark joke.
Yeah.
You're basically saying, I wish she was dead.
With Custard.
With
got
Custard.
Slaughtered
Yes.
with Custard and everybody else. My world would be a lot better.
Who this woman who ended up living to be 103.
Yeah, no, dear mother-in-law of mine.
But yeah, so...
I just thought the delivery of it wasn't smooth, and it just doesn't seem to fit. So it could be, and it couldn't be. That's what this segment's about. Is it or isn't it? We don't know,
and we want.
What do you think? Just
if you ever hear me say what I'm about to say, punch me. But what say you?
What say you, everyone?
Next time. So.
Cover the face.
Cover the face. I don't know. I'm torn on this one.
Yeah.
Usually I lean one way or another, but I'm so torn because, and then of course it could be, was it the ad-lib, complete ad-lib? Did he change it up a little bit because, Ralph, because Gleason wasn't, he wasn't an exact science to begin with himself.
No.
Or was it just the way he was written,
and he just said it. I
can't
see it that way. It just doesn't seem smooth enough for me.
Yes, I think it was somewhere in the middle.
So I think it could have been.
And you know what? Maybe this way it ended up sounding better than it was written.
Yeah,
because it's coming from the great one.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying the 3 things I mentioned before. It's either an ad lib, it's not an ad lib, or he just screwed it up.
Yeah. I think it's he said it differently.
I don't want to say
screwed it up.
Yeah.
He said it differently.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Okay, so that could be it.
I think that I'm going with that.
Right.
What about you?
You're supposed to say what's?
No, I'm not
Okay,
ever saying that
okay,
again.
well, that-
Never saying that again. You know what I'm going to? I'm going to find Custer and go hang
Okay,
with him
hang with him.
until that thing happens.
That's right. You're friendly Indians over there. Right. I'm going to say ad lib.
You're going to say ad lib.
I'm going to say ad lib because I just don't like the delivery of it. This seems that it wasn't written. It doesn't have like that edge to it. How their lines are written and they're so well written.
They're crisp.
Yeah, crisp.
They're
Thank you.
crisp.
Yes, thank you, sir. I couldn't think of the word. But,
A little look into the future.
Yeah, the future. And that's why I'm going that way.
Okay, I want to play it again. We'll let
Yeah,
him hear it
play it
again.
again. Sure.
Everyone?
Why couldn't she have been with Custer when he got in that trouble, huh?
It's such a funny.
It's a
and you know what it is? He delivers it so great.
Yeah.
Especially, you know what? At the end, it's that, huh? You know?
Yeah.
It's that, why couldn't he get in that trouble,
Yeah.
huh? That's funny.
Now he says another line after that. Doesn't he say something after that?
I don't know.
I don't believe that's the last. I think he says, play that through. See if he says something else.
I don't, hold on. That's,
$99,000.
That's $99,000.
Yeah, because I thought he said something after that, and
Hold
yeah,
on.
there you go.
Yeah.
Take it from the beginning.
I am going to bed.
Big deal. Big deal. Here we go.
All right.
Just for that, when we move to Park Avenue, she ain't getting a new address.
That's what he says.
That's what he
after.
says after.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Those two lines, I don't know. They don't
Yeah.
seem to
They don't seem to
gel. They don't gel. There's like no continuity between the Custer line
Right.
and the Park Avenue line.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So,
think I understand what you're saying.
that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm going to lean towards ad lib. So
Okay.
my vote's for ad lib.
All right. I'm going to go with him doing it differently.
Okay, there you go. All right, there you go.
So we want to know what you
What
guys
you think?
say, and come on.
Yeah.
You know what?
And let me tell you something right now. When you say something, like I always say, I don't take criticism very well. Don't attack my opinion. I just want to hear what you got to say. Don't tell me I'm wrong. Don't tell me I'm this. Just tell me what
Yes,
you
we
think.
want your opinion.
We're
And
not-
then you can show your work. You
Yeah.
can say, listen,
sure,
we love
sure,
that.
yeah.
So when this is the day after, probably the day after this is put out, I'll put a Facebook post up
Yeah.
and say, hey, on the ad lib or not ad lib from episode 79, what do you guys
Yeah,
think?
say-
And then we can all start
Exactly.
going through it. Yeah.
And you're not going to attack me just on purpose.
Just level Lou. Just go ahead. Call him an idiot. Let's call him a moron. And by the way, when we get into the person we're going to feature today,
Yes,
we have to mention the age thing.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah.
So that's our ad lib.
ad lib.
All right. All right. Our next thing. I do not have an intro for it yet.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a little game I wanted to play, and it's almost like my trivia game for Lou. Okay, and I don't have the intro yet, but it's going to be called like, what's that sound?
What's that sound?
What's that sound? What's that foreign sound? We'll have like this
Strange sound.
a strange sound or
Foreign sound.
foreign sound. It's just
Strange sound. Foreign sound.
But so that picture Swanee River behind it with
Yeah,
what's
with
that
that
sound?
sound, yeah.
Blah 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 blah. And I am going to play a sound of Ralph, and I want you guys. Did I lose it? I think. Oh, I think I got it. Yeah, I think I got it.
All right,
Okay.
there you go.
I think. I'm not
Maybe-
sure. I got like two or
maybe.
three of these in here.
Maybe not.
So I
pick one.
this might not be the one. Let's see if it is. Here we go. All right.
Damn.
All right.
I could picture.
Hold on. All right. Yep.
All right. I'm going to say that's in Mr. Monahan's office
And yes.
with Bill Davis.
Yes.
That's the Bill Davis scene.
That's
Okay,
it.
okay.
Yep. That is when he is sitting there And he's
Monahan walks in. Is that when he's behind the desk?
Yes.
He's behind the desk.
He's behind the desk.
Yeah.
And he walks in, and that's when he's like, kowtow to your whimsy.
Yeah.
Because first when he walks in, he's
come,
like,
Cramden.
Cramden, come. And he says, he gets it right on the money. These aren't going to be that hard, I don't think. But but it's not a bad thing.
No, not a bad
it's a cute
thing,
little thing.
because-
You nailed it. You got it right on the money. So the foreign. Okay. All right. So that's our little thing with the foreign sound. All right. Our next segment.
And Joe didn't put any rock candy on the floor.
I didn't put any rock candy on the floor. Rock candy.
Only rock candy is in your head.
Do they still sell rock candy?
I gonna say probably yes.
It's almost like almost like Jolly Ranchers, but they chewed. Did they chew?
No,
on
it was
Did they suck
hard.
on it?
It was hard candy. The rock candy. It looked like crystals of candy.
Yeah,
like some clump of sugar. Yeah.
It's for all those health nuts back in the 50s.
Back in the 50s, yeah. I think that's what it was. Rock candy. You could probably look it up. It's probably still available somewhere.
Right. I was just curious.
What
would you compare it to?
Yeah, because it's like a hard candy.
Almost like a little rock.
Yeah, like a little rock.
Obviously, with the name rock candy. Right.
Although rock today has a different meaning. But
yeah.
We're in the 2000s. And that was 55.
So what we want to do is we want to feature one of the regular players, which we haven't done in a while.
No.
And our regular player this week is Cliff Hall.
Cliff Hall.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Cliff Hall, who plays the president.
Mr. President.
Mr. President. And let me tell you something, people. The first thing about Cliff Hall. Born in Brooklyn, right?
Born in Brooklyn.
I think he died in Jersey.
Died in Jersey.
Born in 1894?
1894, yeah.
Okay.
Died in Jersey. Englewood.
Okay. Englewood, Bergen County.
Matter of fact, that's where Rosie Brown lived.
Oh, really? Look at the connection.
They said he lived next door to Elston Howard.
Really?
Yeah, in Englewood. Okay. So
who did?
Rosie Brown.
Rosie Brown
lived in
next
Englewood.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
that's where Mr. Cliff Hall died.
That's where Cliff Hall died. Probably
hometown of John Travolta.
Yeah. He was just walking from one house to another, and they were so far apart from each other up there. Big money up there in Englewood. But here's the thing: when Cliff Hall is president, and in the scenes that we're going to play real quick, he is 4 years younger than Louis.
Yeah,
and it's unbelievable. Like, I can't believe ready for this, people? He was 61 when he was playing that character.
Mr. President.
Now, if you guys don't know, anybody who knows Louis is going to be like, I can't believe that guy is 4 years younger, 5 years younger than Louis.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Oh, my God. Look at
That's
him.
clean living right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's clean living right there. Maybe clean living for Louis.
What was it, Joe, about him, too, is that he never had a name.
No.
He was always Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Now, for all you Lost Episode people out there, help us out, because I believe the president of the Raccoons Lodge name is Frank Ruggiero. I think his name appeared in one of the Lost Episodes. So if anybody knows about this, you Lost Episode freaks out there, help us out.
Okay.
Because I don't want to watch every Lost episode to find out.
Just to find out his
name.
Right.
It's like 6 or 7 seasons.
But, yeah, so born in 1894, died, and he was in a decent amount of stuff.
Yeah, he was in other things. Yeah.
I never saw him in anything else, especially me. We've been watching a lot of TCM. Haven't had a Cliff Hall sighting yet.
Okay, you haven't had one yet.
But I'm looking forward to, I'm curious, how much did it say what he actually, like...
Well, it said he was blind in his right eye.
Really?
Yeah, he was attacked by a Canadian soldier on leave.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like 1940-something.
Oh, my goodness.
All these tidbits.
Not bad. 41 different things. But, dude, he was in an episode of Bewitched.
There you go.
I did not. He was in Mr. Ed.
All right, so that's
Patty Duke Show.
Patty Duke Show. So you're talking about not long after the Honeymooners.
No, the last one he did was 1966. So 10 years later.
It's 10 years later.
And then he died in, 72, you said?
Or he died at 72. What did I say he was?
Oh, he died in 1972.
72.
At 78 years old.
78. Okay, that's it. That's what it was, yeah.
But, yeah, so he had a decent little career. Yeah. And So, I would like to know which episode. I want to look and see. Died of throat cancer. Oof. That's terrible. But I didn't know. What had happened? He had something in his right eye?
He was blind in his right eye. He got beat up by some soldier, Canadian soldier on leave or something. That's all it said.
I didn't know Canadian soldiers ever
beat people up.
Beat people up. I figured he just scolded him.
I guess maybe he said you couldn't be a member of the Raccoon Lodge because you're Canadian.
He didn't meet the requirements.
Right, he didn't meet the requirements. He's Canadian. You got to be a citizen of the United States for at least 6 months. So I beat him up.
All right, so let's play a couple of the. Look, this first clip of the president is great because it's in one little quick thing. There's two
of them, yeah,
two flubs. They're great.
I have the floor. You're out of order.
The only thing out of order here is your head.
Brothers, this is getting us no place. Let's face the facts. There must be plenty of eligible
Applicants.
Applicants. I'm sorry, sir. I couldn't think of the word. And it's all your own fault for not bringing them in.
All right, so there's two flubs there. And we've discussed these before.
We talked about his flub as flub of the week.
Yes.
And I think both of them. I think we did both of them.
We did both of them,
Yeah, like we were saying, we couldn't understand why he couldn't come up with applicant. Yeah. Because the word was used 100 times in that scene. So, way to go there, Cliff.
But the other one is great because it's a
spoonerism.
It's like a spoonerism because he goes, it's getting us no place. Right. So he was ahead of himself with no place and us.
So
it's getting us no place.
Us and no, and came up with nus. So Cliff Hall, from my calculations, he's batting .750. He's got 3 flubs in 4 appearances.
Now he was in. Yeah, he's
in 4. Yeah. I got him written down. I got here.
This one, the one we just played from, is from Something Fishy.
Something Fishy.
When they're going to run the.
He's in. Here Comes the Bride.
Yes.
At the bachelor party, which we're going
to play that clip.
The Man from Space when he's at the end,
he's judging one of the judges.
He's judging with
$50. The Man from Space.
Yeah, that with Jim McKeever. We don't know if he's Jim McKeever in there, but for some reason, the guy, whatever. Something Fishy and the deciding vote.
Yes, the deciding vote. And that's where when Norton is, and at one point where Norton is writing in the name, and he's like, and which is one of the funniest subtle moments is when he takes the eraser.
Oh, that's a great scene. Now, I'm glad Joe brought that up because you gotta, like we always say, look away. We all know what Norton's doing. We've seen it a zillion times. I mean, it's hysterical watching.
So funny.
But you got to look at Ralph's face and Cliff Hall's face.
Yes.
The next time you watch this episode, I want you to look at Cliff Hall's face when Norton's erasing.
He's gives a look like, what is this guy doing?
A look of disgust,
like oof. Yeah, almost like a oof. It's like watching your friend do something really dumb, and you're like oof.
I remember, dude, they all know Norton. Of course. Ralph is not the only person that knows how Ed Norton is. They all know him. They're members of the lodge. They know Ed Norton,
of course.
So it's like kind of expected for him to do like something like that, and it would be annoying because here's an Ed Norton.
Yeah, there he goes.
There he goes doing his Ed Norton thing. But you just got to look at Cliff Hall's face. It's great.
It is great.
It's actually great.
It's worth going back to just look at that.
Yep.
And here is the president again.
Yeah.
In the bachelor party scene.
Here Comes the Bride.
Here Comes the Bride.
Opening scene.
And he even has a little bit of a flub
there.
The
raccoon
theme. There we go.
Brother Raccoon. Quiet, please. Quiet.
Oh, here he is.
Brother Raccoons.
Here he is.
As you know, we are gathered here for a very sad occasion. We are throwing this farewell party for one of our brothers, Brother Saxon here, who tomorrow night is walking the last mile. Because tomorrow night at this time, Brother Saxon will be a married man. Now I think it only fitting and proper that we call on Brother Saxon to say a few words now, because this may be the last time he ever has a chance to open his mouth again.
Throws in his last little thing.
I
little pale already.
Don't worry about him. Go ahead, brother.
Don't worry about him.
Go ahead, brother.
What a great voice he has.
He does have a nice voice.
It's a good, full, thick voice.
Yeah.
You know, he would be good at playing like a judge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In like a TV show.
Yeah.
You know, elder statesman.
Yeah, he's got that,
carrying voice.
Comes across great as the president of the lodge.
Yeah.
He really does.
He really does. Yeah.
Could you see? Well, you always say this. Can you picture somebody else in that? We can't. Some things we get so used to that you just can't go off of it. But picture somebody else. Picture like George Petrie up there.
No,
it wouldn't work.
Nope,
it wouldn't work.
Maybe the only one, Frank Marth.
Frank Marth.
Only because he's that bigger guy, kind of commands.
Yeah.
He could probably command a room. You know, tall guys have a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
But anybody else?
No.
But he's the elder statesman.
I was just going to say that he's the older, and it's always somebody older.
Because
they've been like the raccoon for
the longest
ages.
time. Yeah. So exactly. So he gets to be the president.
He gets to be the president. And he's a perfect president.
Oh, he's just so great.
He's
but
a
I
perfect
love
president.
where and we've talked about this.
We've talked about this flub too.
Where he goes, give him a chance to speak because this might be the last chime.
It's
and
like
he's trying to say it's his last chance and time, and he put them together,
and he came out with chime.
This might be the last chime. And like we said, he sounds like Bob Murphy, who used to be the announcer for the Mets.
Yeah.
It's 9-5. This will be the last chime. Earl Cranepool's going to be able to make a play at third base. What'd I say? Earl Cranepool? Ed Cranepool. My apologies.
My apologies to Earl Cranepool.
But yeah, it's funny.
Yeah,
and he is just a perfect president.
Oh, he's great. He just fits the part.
He really does.
He does.
Yeah,
he does.
He might be one of those guys, and you always see these in certain actors where they always were an old man. You know who's like that?
Yeah,
George C. Scott.
Yeah, they were always
even when he was 30, he was an old man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'll bet you because Cliff Hall at this time think about it, people. He was 61 years old.
61.
Yeah, 61
he
years
shows up in the Lost episodes.
Right.
I've seen him. The one actually, I think anybody out there can correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm sure they will.
Don't correct him if he's wrong. Then I'm going to get a phone call at 3 in the morning like these guys. What's wrong with them?
Just do it gently. He's the guy who plays the butcher, who they set up with Aunt Ethel.
Oh,
I think that's Cliff Hall plays that part.
Maybe now I gotta look at that.
Yeah, when Ethel Owen plays Aunt Ethel, she's not the mother; she's the Aunt Ethel.
Right.
And they set him up with the butcher.
It's Ethel Owen.
That is Ethel Owen. Yeah,
and
she plays
her name.
Aunt Ethel.
Yeah,
she plays Aunt Ethel, and I think Cliff Hall is the butcher that they set her up with. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Cliff Hall.
Yeah, I got to check that out.
And I hope I'm right.
Maybe that's where they got the. Maybe that's where the Brady Bunch got their idea of setting up the
maid.
Not Ann B. Davis. That was her real name.
That was her real name. I don't know. I don't watch.
Bill Davis.
Bill Davis
friend.
is his mother.
Alice.
Yeah,
yes.
Alice.
Alice and Sam. Sam the butcher. Who was what's his name from All in the Family. He was his friend from All in the Family.
You
don't remember?
No.
Came over with forget.
No, whatever.
But anyway,
get back to the Honeymooners.
Cliff Hall.
Cliff Hall.
Great Cliff Hall in 4 episodes.
Everybody's great.
Yeah, just wonderful.
Now, Judy Connors.
All right, let's get into Trapped, and then we'll do like another 30 minutes on Trapped. Well, let's get to the final part of the show. One of Louie's favorites part of the show, and that is...
And now, Tom, who is our first guest, please?
Our first guest, ready to leap the first hurdle on his way to the $99,000 answer, is our...
Courier from Parsippany, New Jersey, Joe Conti.
I want to see the expression on your face when you miss it.
I've been bounced out of my line by Ethel Owen, and it's 10 times better.
Aunt Ethel. Aunt Ethel. All right.
Joe, before we get into trivia, I have a little something sad to announce.
Okay, that's not good.
Regarding trivia.
Oh.
Remember the supposedly book I was writing?
Yes.
Okay.
That's right, I forgot.
Remember the book? Okay, so I had, in case you people are new listeners in here, I was attempting to write a book on a Honeymooners trivia book. And I had everything done, all the questions out, and blah, blah, blah.
By the way, over 800 questions.
I think it was 780.
Okay.
I think the last tally, because I took a couple out. So it was like 780 questions. And now usually I go back to I have it saved in an AOL file, folder, or whatever you want to call it, folder file. I go there the other day. It's not there.
Oh, no.
I think it's out in cyberspace somewhere.
You got to get somebody who knows how to find stuff. And I know somebody that could do it.
It's gone.
We have to ask Mike from our job.
Oh, okay.
Linda's son.
Oh, okay. Oh, Mike. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. He knows. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good.
Oh, no.
I'm looking. I was like, oh, my God. I went on my iPad. I said, okay, let me go to the phone. Sometimes I go to the phone. Sometimes you get a little different. It's gone. There's a blank. It says empty, content empty or something like that.
Oh, no.
I'm like, oh, my God. My 780
Oh, no. You could check the.
Yeah, I gotta find something.
You have to look in the top hand drawer. Look, it's under.
I think it's next to the tax.
Right, it's right next to the tax, a little bit behind the hammer.
Behind the hammer, okay. All right.
Oh, that is awful,
is that
dude.
awful? I went to check.
It's got to be there somewhere.
It does. It's got to be there. I went to check to come up with a question, and I'm like, what? I get this blank on the. I'm no. Don't tell me I did that. Did I delete it by mistake or whatever? So anyway, all right, let's get to the question.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go. Can I play your TikTok thing, or what is it we play when I ask the question? Yeah. Okay. This is prepared by Professor Walter Newman.
Walter Newman.
It's an easy one, Joe.
Okay.
Because I had to get easy ones. I couldn't go to my file. What's the name of the store where Ralph rented his tux from? Remember? Get it back to before noon. 1 minute in the afternoon. I got to pay a whole other day on it.
Yeah. Bring it back to. They say he says the name. Can you give me the first letter?
M.
I was going to say Macy's. I'm blanking out.
McLeod's.
McLeod's.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Right
back to McLeod's.
Right back to McLeod's. That thing what he does with his finger
is great. Oh my God, with the finger.
The finger pointing to the
finger pointing like get
like
right
I'm
back.
Like at those T-shirts. I'm with stupid.
I'm with stupid. Yeah, the finger. Yeah,
bring it right to
McLeod's.
McLeod's.
First thing in the morning.
Oh my goodness.
1 minute after noon, you got to pay a whole other day on it.
Yeah, I know. I still to this day don't know if that was meant to be a joke or not. In other words, like you just rented it, you got to bring it back before noon.
It's noon. It's probably it. They want it back before noon.
Yeah,
if you don't get it back there, it's considered a whole other day's rental.
Yeah, I guess so.
That was probably
more of just a factual thing, not really a joke.
McLeod's policy.
Yeah, McLeod's policy. Okay, that was just idiotic. I like that. I think I might call this McLeod's policy. Who knows? We'll see. Well, listen, that's it for our episode. Who can we thank? We have to thank Silk City Hot Sauce, Jeff Kingfish Levinsky. Go to silkcityhotsauce.com, put RX in the coupon code, get yourself 15% percentage off of your order, and get yourself a free bottle of cherry sriracha. Thank you all you guys who listen, who email us, comment on Facebook, and some of you special pals, you know who you are. And hopefully by next week, we'll start this new segment with because we haven't got the intro yet.
Yeah.
But, hey, listen, all you guys who listen and we love you, share with some of your friends. Yeah. Go on your social media. Grab one of our videos on YouTube. Put it on your Facebook page. Share it with people. Tell people about the show. We love it, and we love when you guys chime in, and we would love to have more people. Yeah, so next time you go on social media. And who else can we thank? The Facebook group, the Honeymooners Raccoon Lodge with Joy and Brother Norton. We thank you guys. And don't forget, you can get my 1-hour comedy album called Happiness. You can download it anywhere. You get your music or comedy. You could probably find it for free, but if you would love to support me, that would be great so I can get enough gas money to get to the studio here and hang out and do this show.
Yeah.
And also our Patreon. Go to Non-Productive.com/honeymooners and click on any of the episodes, and you'll see a link for the Patreon. If you want to donate, give the usual buck.
For the usual buck.
The usual buck. It's very cheap. It's like, I think you could do like $1, $5 a month, $1.25, and it just helps us out. That's all. And I guess that's it, right?
Yeah.
Episode number 79 in the books.
Wow.
For me, Joe Conti, and my pal Louis Fats, we say we'll see you next time.
E pluribus raccoonum. Good night, all.
RX.
Good night.
Good
Thank
night.
you. Good night.
We'll have to do this again real soon.
How about tomorrow night?
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.